Hello and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you 5 lower league free agents you can get in for your lower league sides. It's going to cost you absolutely nothing. I mean, you got to pay their wages, but transfer fee, nothing. They have free agents. There's a variety from across the world, across Europe, and even some South Americans. We've got 5 for you, so I'm going to start off with showing you the first one. This guy is actually English. His name is Andre Wisdom. Let's dive in. So we start things off looking at Andre Wisdom, and straight away you're going to be thinking, hang on, what's with that free kick taking, that finishing, long shots and penalty taking, all below 5 or 5 and below? I mean, they're set pieces, don't let him take them, and finishing, he's not going to be playing up front hopefully for you. You're playing him up front, you're going to be in for some trouble. But of course, Wisdom has had a bit of a career. He's been at West Brom, Norwich, Liverpool, Salzburg, and more recently Derby County. Of course, they've not been the best of form of recent years, but he was there for that. But I am drawn by those mentors straight away. Having the likes of 13s, 11s, 12s, having a high mentors at such a low league, and that work rate of 14 will be key for you. The 29-year-old as well, I believe you can probably get him for quite a cheap contract as well. And of course, physically, he's still quite the specimen. That strength of 15, stamina of 14, acceleration of 12. I mean, as a centre-back option or a wing-back option, I'm thinking more centre-back option personally for me, because I prefer my wing-backs that can dribble and cross, and he has only 8s and 9s in those. I mean, in League 1, it's possibly pretty decent still, but I think League 1 and below is probably the best standard for this guy. You can probably get him in your championship sides as a rotational player at this point of his career, but not bad for a free agent. So next up on the list, we're looking at Icelandic midfielder Runar Mar Sigurjonsson. I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly for you all, but the 32-year-old will come in as a free agent for you. That ambitious personality is always great to see within your midfielders. And of course, we can start off at the physicals. Not bad, with balance of 14, stamina of 14, natural fitness of 15 as well. That's great for a 32-year-old. And again, mentally as well, he is very well-rounded mentally. At determination of 15, that work rate of 13, teamwork, vision. They're all fairly high numbers for a free agent as well, someone you can bring in the lower leagues. This is a very good rotational player for even the higher end of football. And then we can touch on his technical ability. I mean, dribbling of 12, finishing of 12, first touch 13. This guy is so well-rounded. You can play him even the tackling of 12 and that marking of 10. You can play him as that holding midfielder if you wanted to. You can put him in that actual midfield, or even as a cam role. He can do so much versatility in that midfield for you. He's had a bit of a storied career. You can see up here as well now. He's been around a few clubs, getting goals everywhere he's been as well. So, a bit of a journeyman, you could say, really. He's been a bit of a journeyman as the Icelandic midfielder, but again, he is definitely one I'll be looking to get into a team. Of course, internationally as well, he's had 32 caps for Iceland with 2 goals as well. So he's been on the international scene as well, so you may have seen him around already. But the one last thing I have noticed, though, these player traits: shoots from distance, shoots with power, with those long shots of 14, and those being there, oh, I mean, you're waiting for long shots to happen all day long from this guy. For number 3, we're off to Germany, and we have found a left-footed centre-back for you, who is available on a free transfer. And the key things I noticed for centre-backs, really, not the tackling, not the pace. I'm looking for my set pieces. I want someone who is tall, can jump, and can head a ball. With this guy, you got a 6'4" centre-back with a jumping reach of 16. If you look over there, heading of 15. That's what I look for personally. I mean, tackling of 11, marking of 11, fairly good attributes about him there. And I mean, even then, acceleration and agility aren't the worst at 8, really, but their natural fitness of 14, balance of 15, stamina and strength of 14 and 16. This guy will be a workhorse at the back for you with that work rate of 12, teamwork, positioning and off the ball. All fairly good mentals across the board. I mean, the only low side are some of his technical ability, but it's more based around his crossing, his corners, his finishing and his long shots, which again, you shouldn't expect any of that from the 26-year-old centre-back. Of course, he's now played for Germany in his international team, but he's been a very well-rounded player playing in all the German leagues. So you'd imagine at this point of his career, he'd be quite happily going to a League 1 type side. Of course, the key thing with this is more so getting his wages. Can you afford the wages? You'd think the clubs he's been playing at, I mean, we can go to his history and have a bit more of an overview. He's been playing in the 3rd tier of Germany for quite a while now, so you'd think for quite a cheap contract, you'd be able to get him into a Championship, League 1, even possibly a League 2 side. And for our final 2, I'm going to give you a bit of South American flair now for your teams if you're working somewhere in Europe. I mean, I will admit, in the lower leagues of England, it'd be hard to get work permits for these guys, so just a heads up. They're probably more for you European journeyman types who are playing in the lower leagues of Europe. And we'll start off with a 34-year-old Brazilian called Linz. He's a striker slash winger. I mean, for me personally, I would play him as a striker. Looking straight away, You get acceleration of 14, agility 14, balance of 15, standing at pace both at 14 and 13. I mean, you can play him from the wing. Left hand side is probably your best bet because this player likes to cut inside from that left wing. So as an inside forward, inverted winger on this side here, getting into that striker position and helping out your striker. Of course, mentally as well, got very good mentals. For the age of 34, he's right up there with some of the best mentals. There's nothing really below 10. You see the leadership and positioning are below it. On determination as well, he's on 9, but that's still a pretty good level at the age of 34. But technically is where this guy shines. Straight away you can see a dribbling of 13, finishing and first touch both at 12, with passing, even penalty taking and technique all at 12 as well. So not a bad player to get in. He is only 5'8" though, so don't look for this as being your big target man option. He's one of those players with the acceleration of 14 and pace of 14 at the age of 34 can still get in behind some of those lower league defences. He's been a bit of a journeyman himself, of course. He's been around Brazil, playing for a lot of clubs across Brazil here, you can see, and then going over to Japan for most of his career before ending it most recently in China in 2019 was the last team he played for. So since 2019, this guy's been a free agent. He's not been in any team for quite a while now. So this is his chance to come back and play some club football. You'd think after a few years out of the game as well, he'd be quite open to joining a variety of leagues. So fingers crossed you can get this guy in. And last up on the list is the 26-year-old Brian Perez, the Argentinian striker. Again, straight away I am drawn in by some of those physicals straight away. 14, acceleration, agility, the natural fitness of 18 for a free agent as well. Pace, standing by both at 14 for this striker. He's someone who's got the legs to get in behind those defences. Mentally, you could think there's a bit of a downside here. There's only a few key attributes that are up there in the 14s and 13s. I mean, his teamwork, vision and work rate are not the best. You are looking to have a lot of players around this player to try and get the very best out of him, I believe. Not someone as a solo striker who needs to be in a 2-striker strike force. But again, you'll see then, technically, he's very well rounded still with those technique, first touch, finishing and dribbling all at 14 and heading of 14. For a 5'9" striker, this guy can head a ball. Sadly though, his jumping reach does let him down there at a 7. Within the game though, we don't have much in terms of a history for this guy. You can see he played in Argentina until 2017. There's no history past that point for him, so we're not sure where this guy has been. The mystery of Brian Perez is up for you to decide now. Can you make the narrative for this guy's career and bring him in to your lower league saves? So that's going to be all from me today. There are my top 5 picks for lower league free agents you can get in on FM23. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you go down below, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see any more content like this, let me know in the comment section. Or if you know some better free agents for the lower league, put them down below. But as always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again very, very soon.